Yeah. It's your boy Rain, Joshua Dearden right now, you know what I mean? Look. Yo, you could ask him whatever you like, man. Some random stuff, favorite questions, favorite movies. Ask whatever you like, you know? Let's go. If you really wanna know what's really going on and you got a question, ask Joshua. Ain't no one stopping you, ain't nobody watching you. So sit down and let Joshua talk to you. If you really wanna know what's really going on and you got a question, ask Joshua. Ain't no one.
Should a man be able to hit a woman who hits him first? Hello everyone, thank you for watching Dearden 2007 on YouTube. This is Joshua Dearden with Dearden 2007. Today we're watching a video. Should a man be able to hit a woman who struck first, regardless of her height? I don't believe that a woman should ever just willy-nilly be able to just go around hitting a man no matter what the situation is. Men are required to use self-control. We are required and taught to use self-control around women. Women should not be given a free ticket to be able to hit a man no matter what the situation is. That is my clear, true, and logical belief on the situation. But let's dive into the video.
Do you think it's okay if you as a man were not hurt? And I would never do it, so I'm not trying to advocate for people hitting, but I'm just saying hypothetically, if a woman that was small hit you, do you think you should hit her back even though you weren't hurt?
You think I should have the right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely think I should have the right to hit that lady back. No,
even if you weren't hurt?
Absolutely. It
Why?
cannot be the case that some 5'3" woman gets to run around and hit every 6-foot man. Like, what world are you living in? Just because you can't hurt, wait. Just because a woman is 5'3" and can't hurt a man over 6 foot means that she just gets to walk around and hit every single man willy-nilly?
No.
Well, there you go.
So okay, so are you saying that it's men's duty to
Jesus Christ, who said the word duty? Are you? Come on, Kay. Listen, Kay. I'm starting to see what people are talking about. No one said the word duty but you. Like, you're putting words in my mouth. I said what I said.
I'm asking you. Do you?
Well, don't know what.
I like where lead attorney is going with this, but I want to say this. The clear hypocrisy and delusion that women have, where they're questioning whether a man should have the right to defend himself or not. It bothers me. It's like they're acting like they don't understand the wrongdoings of the woman for being violent in the first place. They're just, I don't know. Let's continue.
And it's men's.
Words in my mouth when you ask me.
I said, do you think that it's a man's duty to put like a smaller woman in her place if she tries to hit him?
No. It's her duty to keep her hands to herself.
Hold on, wait, because I don't want Kay to misunderstand what the lead was saying. Kay, the way you started with the question, you said, "Are you saying that it's a man's duty?"
Right.
Exactly, Rilla.
So that's a different question. That's why he was saying, "Don't put words in my."
I know what he's about to say because I've watched this a few times, but I want to say this. Regardless of what they say, it is a man's duty to make sure that he is safe at all times. It is a man's duty to protect himself above anybody else. But if he has a girl or children, he is to protect them as well. But if the people that he is trying to protect is punching him, throwing things at him, hitting him with objects, trying to stab him or hurt him, you're damn right he has every right to defend himself.
It's her duty to keep her hands to herself.
Exactly. Keep your damn hands to yourself.
Okay, the way you started with the question, you said, "Are you saying
Thank you, Rilla.
That's a different way of asking. So you're saying
like really, and I are actually listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth, even if you're not listening to them. Like I get very offended when people put words in my mouth because I choose my words. I choose my words precisely.
I feel you. I'm not.
To hear from these two on the right, they never said a word. Lauren, Melissa, and Amira Exiled. I never heard anything from them. You never hear anything from them in this short clip that we're watching, but I really would have liked to have heard from them. I Am Courtney. What you're about to see from I Am Courtney is I can relate to her in a way, not what she's saying, but when they're interrupting her, she gets so frustrated, and that's something I personally can relate to on so many levels. I hate being interrupted. I cannot stand. I've been told to shut up my whole life, and I'm interrupted all the time. So when people interrupt me, it bothers me. You're about to see her reaction. But the KA show, I Am Courtney, the KA show is 5'3". She's short. So that's why she asked if 5'3", whatever. But you've got to take into account that a man should always protect himself. It's his duty to provide, protect his family. But if the people he is protecting is trying to kill him or hurt him, you're damn right. He has every right to defend himself and hit back. He should not be punched in the first place. Women should not be hitting men in the first place. I don't think men should be hitting women either, but you damn right. Ain't no excuse for a woman to hit a man. None. Women need to learn self-control just as much as men use self-control every single day. But no, we don't hold women accountable for their bad choices and bad decisions. When they get angry, I've been hit, stabbed, punched, ran over with a car, hit with a baseball bat, a cast iron skillet. I've been had a gun pointed at me. Man, I have had every bad thing you can think of happen to me from a woman, and I never retaliated. And self-control is not something I've noticed in a lot of women. But let's continue.
I wasn't trying to put words in your mouth. I was saying, what do you think about that?
A man should have the duty to make sure that he is protected at all times, and should allow no one to just walk around willy-nilly hitting him, whether or not he feels subjectively or objectively that person can or cannot hurt him.
Hey, Lead, I have a question. I have a question. So let's just take the dynamics of you and Kay. And Kay's 5'3", you're 6'3", a whole foot. And she hits you. And you're like, well, you hit me, I should be able to hit you back. What about an alternative? And I'm just asking, of a restraint, since you're bigger, and grabbing her app and calling the police and saying she's right now hitting me, come here and arrest her for assault, and having it legally on the books that she hits men.
Yeah.
First of all, well, I'll take your second point first. First of all, no one cares that women hit men. When you say legally on the books that she hits men, no one cares. She's not going to get punished for that. So that's not a deterrent at all. Second of all, if I restrain her, if I grab her wrist, there's going to be a mark. So guess what? We're both going to jail.
Oh, you're super strong.
I am protected.
If I put my hands, if I hold a woman by the wrist, she could get bruises on her wrist.
Restraining her, doing what you say I should do, and then when the cops show up and see my fingerprints on her wrist, we're both going. But and that's the best case scenario, because
what should you do?
But hold on, Kay, let him finish. Go ahead, Lee.
What I'm saying is your solution is the best case scenario. What happens a lot of times is I could restrain her, the cops show up, They see bruises on her wrist, but they don't see any bruises on me. So now she's free and I'm going to jail.
Right.
And these same cops have probably been raised, especially down here in Georgia, under the assumption that men don't hit women regardless.
Yeah.
That's why it's all messed up on all different levels.
Well, let me ask you this, because you're restraining, you know, you're talking about holding the wrist. Restraining could be a bear hug and telling her, you know what I'm saying?
Are you serious?
Why you guys breaking down?
Y'all gotta let me finish.
The bear hug thing threw me off.
Not let me talk. That was just
but the man is gonna protect. They're gonna protect themselves. If the woman out of control, they're gonna protect themselves. In the story.
Okay, please stop and let me talk.
All right, talk to me about the bear hug.
Okay, so I'm not even. That's just an idea.
Listen, you got mad because I cut you off at the bear hug. So fine, finish your point about the bear hug. I'm sorry I cut you off at the bear hug.
I'm trying to finish a sentence. So even with that, but if you hit her, being that you're a foot taller, you don't think that's going to be an imprint more than trying to constrain her, than fight her? And if she doesn't get anything on her, well, no, you don't get anything on her because she's not strong enough to do any kind of bruise on you, but you're able to bruise her when you fight her and the police come, who getting arrested? The police, when they come, they're looking at who is more messed up.
You know, there's no telling.
There's
no telling what's going to happen.
No. Yeah.
Situational.
No, it's not. When the police come, they examine the woman, they examine the man, and they see who is more battered.
Okay, what's your point that you're trying to make?
I'll tell you my point. My point is you. When Lee said, well, I'll get arrested because of me restraining her and holding her hands. My thing is, you're going to get more arrested if you're fighting her and she has a black eye.
Courtney, there's no such thing as more arrested. That's like being more pregnant. You can't be more pregnant. Either you're pregnant or you're not. Courtney, come on. You're taking these long soliloquies. You don't want people to cut you off.
I'm giving legit
even JR was like, I don't understand what you're saying. No one's you're saying more arrested.
Courtney, are you
making any sense?
I'm giving.
Are you?
There's no such thing as more arrested for a man.
Excuse that I said that, lead attorney. Okay, that was a misspoke. Okay, so
you're
excuse
the one
me for
saying that words matter.
Okay, and I'm saying excuse me for saying that.
Well, that's why I cut you off. Okay,
let me explain what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is that we're talking about now arrest and who's going to get fingerprints or restraining her.
It's not an investigation right now.
And calling the police will have, I think, more of an effect than you fighting her and you're bigger than her and making more bruises on her. And when the police come, they're going to look at you and her and see who's more battered. Calling the police. And
police don't care.
Right now hitting me.
Women don't get punished for hitting men, which I know is anecdotal, but it's something I know. A lot of men that I've spoken to, even when the women were the ones to strike only and the police were called, the men are 95% or more of the time the ones put in handcuffs before any conversation ever took place of who's at fault. It's just the assumption of guilt that the man is the batterer in 95% or more of these cases. But 80% of all domestic violence is perpetrated by women. And I will leave the links in the description of the evidence, because I know you're going to ask for it. 80% of all domestic violence is perpetrated by women. That doesn't mean that the women were the ones being arrested. That doesn't mean that the men were the one being hurt the most. What that means is women were the first to strike in 80% of all domestic violence cases. So let's continue.
And they're going to arrest the person that has the least bruises on them.
This reminds me of a conversation I had with my son. Yeah. He just missing. He want to bring up everything else but what we talking about in order to try to be right.
What are you talking about,
Derek?
What
are you talking about right now? I know exactly.
I think y'all missing it.
Yeah.
I think
you know what the interesting thing is about this whole thing, JR, is that the whole thing just goes and
y'all are missing it, and you trying to, and Kay trying to defend Courtney. Y'all both missing it.
No one is defending.
She's trying to pick you up.
Listen,
both of y'all are missing it. Both of y'all missing it.
Ladies,
under no circumstance should a woman just think she gonna hit a man.
That's exactly it.
If they hit the man, it's gonna be up to that individual man whether he responds or not.
Nobody should.
You can't be mad at him in the story. You know what's going on. You know what's going on.
You know what? You know what else is? You know what the interesting thing about this whole thing is?
How y'all gonna make a wrong right now?
Nobody should hear.
That's not making no sense.
I think that Courtney.
Hold on, wait.
Okay, go ahead.
The interesting thing about it is that they will spend 99.9% of their time trying to get you to figure out how to be more reactive instead of solving the problem, which is you should not put your hands on a man.
That was the first thing everyone said.
You don't even get into this situation if y'all need to spend more time having conversations with women and saying, hey, you're not equal to a man, you're not as strong as a man, keep your hands off of him, and you won't find yourself in a position where he got to try to restrain you. We're not even having this conversation.
Thank you. What Lapeef said. Let's dive deeper into this. The main point is everybody in a relationship should be keeping their damn hands to themselves. I mean, sexually that's okay, but hitting, punching, harming, that needs to end today. But will it? No. You know why? Because women lack a simple thing called self-control when they're angry. Men are required to use self-control. Women are not required. But, with that being said, we have some contributors to this video. Please feel free to welcome the guests who are about to put their input. Some of them are willing to allow me to put their Instagram or their TikToks. Some of them aren't. But please welcome the input from the other people involved in this video, and starts now.
Hi, it's me, Jamie, Joshua's girlfriend. Ooh, what? He has a girlfriend? He does. Nice to meet you all. I gotta get this out of the way. I don't like the side-to-side thing, but that's how Joshua said I had to record it. Look, my eyes want to look over here instead of over here. I'm sorry. I digress. The question was that he asked, do I think a man has a right to hit a woman back if she hits him? Simple answer is, I believe everybody should walk away from the situation point blank. Anybody. But in a situation where a woman hits a man, I think the man has a right to hit back with equal force. If I slap you on the face, you slap me on the face. You don't get to hold me down and hit me with the chair. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, see, there's a difference. If they're like playing around and she just gives him a little love smack, no, don't put your hands on her. But if she hauls off and hits him like a fucking man, he's got every right to come unglued on her ass.
It's complicated. And my first response is, hush please. It depends on the severity and whether this is an ongoing thing. But my immediate response is, absolutely. Absolutely. Women have this pedestal that they're working very, very hard to maintain, where they can act as they please, and they don't suffer the consequences for it. They can spit on a man. They can insult a man. They can hit a man. They can harm a man's kids. And he's forced to just stand there and watch? Why? Because they're more fragile than us? I'll grant you that. It's hypocrisy. It's nothing less than hypocrisy. There are many, many times where I have seen a woman just slapping the crap out of her man. Or worse, slapping the crap out of her kids. And someone should intercede. Someone should interfere. And if no one's going to interfere, then the man that she's slapping or the children that she's harming, you have a right to defend yourself. You have a right to defend others from being harmed. You're not special because you're a woman. There's nothing special about you. Other than perhaps your ability to reproduce. Should we be allowed to hit them back? Yes. Should we measure it when we do it? Absolutely. Your gender, your physical limitations, don't entitle you to special treatment. They just don't. Period. If you hit a man, especially to the point where he feels like he's in danger, he has the right to defend himself. He has the right to make it to where he's not being threatened. Or to intercede on someone else's behalf. Your gender doesn't make you special. It doesn't automatically grant you special rights and privileges. It simply doesn't. And the belief that it does is what gives women the entitlement to hit men when they please, spit on men when they please, be mentally, physically, emotionally abusive whenever they want. It's wrong, and it's time it came to an end.
A man should absolutely never hit a woman. 9 times out of 10, they are way stronger than a woman. They need to either walk away or pin her down till she calms down, but forcibly hitting a woman is never, ever, ever, ever fucking okay.
I'm currently at 640 subscribers on YouTube. I have 16 followers on Twitch. Help me reach my goal to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I've been working really hard on reaching that goal. I'm learning Twitch. I'm learning live streaming. I'm trying to update my ability to deliver better content to y'all. But I just want to be able to teach men how to be smarter with their money, how not to be taken advantage of, and how to live abundant life, better in your finances, better in your health, everything. Let's work together. Let's help each other. Please help me reach my goal to 1,000. It might be a rough goal to reach, but it is my goal. Hope you will show me support. And if you want to see any behind the scenes interviews, the full unedited interviews on my Patreon, it's patreon.com/Dearden2007. Join me. You can chat with me. You get benefits that you get to see videos you don't get to see on YouTube or Twitch. All the behind scene interviews, unedited. You can chat with me. You can also join my Discord server. It's Dearden2007. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.